guys, do realtors really work? Do they really do what they say they're going to do? Well, we're going to talk about that today. I've got Josh Walker. Josh, how you doing, sir?
Doing fantastic. Good morning.
Fantastic. Well, hey, first, thank you for being here. It means a lot to me that you take the time to visit with me today. I tell you, and I told you this last week when we talked. It really shocked me because when I first saw you, all I could think of was my brother. Except for the lack of hair you have on your head, you look just like him. I mean, it's uncanny how much you look like my brother, and I won't hold that against you. How's that?
Well, that's okay. He sounds like a good-looking fella.
Yeah, he is. Well, let's do this. Start the podcast saying, do realtors really work? Okay. I know the answer to that. There's no way, Josh, that I'd ever want to be a realtor. I like my side of the business. I've been doing it 25 years. You guys work constantly. I mean, I know that we go 6-7 days a week, but you are in a line of work where you're on call 24/7.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely very demanding.
It is. So first, let's do this, Josh. How long you've been a realtor for 8 years now?
5 years. I got licensed in 2019. I started right around the COVID pandemic. So a little trial by fire.
Yeah. Imagine that. How did you get into it?
Well, I worked in the hospitality industry, and I had done that for over 20 years. In 2018, I actually fell ill and had some health issues and physically just couldn't do, the restaurant business anymore. The on your feet for 12, 15 hours a day sometimes I just wasn't capable. So I got my real estate license. I was still working in the restaurant industry a little bit. Then COVID hit, everything shut down, and I just went full time into real estate, found a passion for it, never looked back.
You know what? It's kind of burn the ships type of thing. You get into it and you have found, and I know I have found, the people that are in it full time, and that is their career, their job. They're the ones that are successful in this. Walk me through, because my little hook was, do realtors really work? Okay. And of course you do. All right. Walk me through having a conversation with the buyer, especially in the times that we are in right now. The last 24, 27 months of our industry have been the hardest it's ever been for us. Okay. Walk me through a conversation that you have with a buyer that's trying to make a decision to buy or to wait. How do you handle that?
Sure. Well, the situation is always different for everyone, and we work with buyers across all walks of life. So, my initial conversation is really finding your motivation as a buyer. What are you looking for? Where are you at in life? What are your plans? Because, buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you're going to make in your life. So we really, really try to focus on how is this going to impact you in the short term and the long term. I'll be honest, buying isn't necessarily for everyone. If you're going to be skipping around and moving, it may not be the best decision. But so we try to figure out where someone is. And then from there, we just talk about how to make that happen, building a life plan. I'm not a financial advisor by any means, but we do kind of get into that topic a little bit. So, as a realtor, I'm really just a source. I'm here to answer questions and find solutions. So, for example, if I'm talking to a first-time home buyer, we go through what to expect. What do I need to budget for? What do I need to expect to have out of pocket in order to get into a home? How do I build my credit? Sometimes, I work with people that may be a year or 2 years out before they're actually going to be ready to buy. And I encourage people to stick with it. And, so I work a lot of times just as a coach with people. I have clients that I've put into homes 2-3 years after we've met, and I'm still working with people that I've known for years that are just getting ready. On the opposite end of that spectrum, a lot of times I'm working with people who are in later phases of their life, and they're wanting to plan for their retirement or to downsize. So ultimately, the conversation always gets back to what is going to be best for you financially in the long run, and that's just sort of our approach.
Right. And, I've said this 1,000 times, it starts with a conversation because we don't know what we don't know yet.
I was just going to say, one of the one of my most common lines when I'm talking to someone when I'm first meeting them is, I don't want to sound pessimistic when I'm going into a home, but I'm gonna talk you out of more homes than I'm gonna talk you into. We're gonna look at the structure. We're gonna go through everything, and before you spend a nickel on an inspection or anything like that, I want to give you my input. So yeah, we're definitely not salespeople. We're advisors for sure.
It's and we've got to approach it that way, because at the end of the day, and we've all heard the term commission breath. Okay, not everybody knows that you and I do not make a living unless we close a deal.
Right.
However, that what you said about working with families, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, it's about a plan and setting a plan in motion. And it's like the advice I give, if somebody was coming to my office and they're coming from North Georgia, they're coming from Alabama, they're coming from the other side of Chattanooga, I'm going to give them my address. And the first thing they're going to do is put it in Waze or put it in Google Maps. Okay. For them to have a clear cut direction to get here.
Yep.
That's what we're doing. We're finding out what's important for these families, giving them a clear mortgage path to get into that home. It's about transparency. It's about giving 100% accurate advice. Okay. Um, I gotta tell you, brother, it's, I've had people that don't use me, okay, that will come back to me later and say, I wish I'd have used you,
Mm-hmm.
and actually send people to me because they got lied to. It changed on them. People weren't 100% upfront. And that's the whole reason I started the radio show, the podcast, is to expose the games that are in this business. Because you said it, this is the biggest investment that they make in their lifetime. So we got to do it the right way. We've got to do it the right way.
Absolutely. And we're not, you don't make a living off of a deal. I don't make a career off of closing one home. My livelihood is built off referrals and making sure that I leave people happy. So that is my number one priority. Even if we end up not buying because circumstance change or it's not the best situation for you, I want to make sure that you're happy. And I've had that happen. I've had people that, we've kind of gone through the process and realized, hey, this isn't the right time. And they've walked away, but they've sent me referrals. A week later, a cousin or a brother or a friend calls me and says, hey, you did a great job for this person and they wanted me to call you. So, my whole philosophy is to do what's best for the client.
That's right. And you said something really important there. There's probably three topics that you brought up that we could do a whole podcast on. The lender realtor relationship. Okay. When we talk about true partners, and you talked about that person that may have a credit issue or that may not be ready financially, to getting them involved with a trusted lender and a trusted realtor that can walk them through that process. Because here's what I'm going to tell you, Josh. We have a family that is not approved today, okay? But we give them a clear mortgage path. Sometimes it can take 30 days, sometimes it can take 6 months, sometimes it can take a year. But with the correct follow up and the correct advice, those people will be fans for life, okay? They will shout from the rooftops what you and I did for them to get them into a home. There's only three answers. There's, yeah, let's dance. You can buy right now. There's no not right now. Okay. But here's a plan. And then there's about one out of about 75 applications I get that there's nothing I can do. Okay. But I'll take those odds. One out of 75, there's nothing I can do. Yeah. I mean, those are what we're seeing today is more people are more qualified today to get into homes than I've ever seen before in 25 years of doing this. So it's exciting times.
Yeah.
I still believe, I will forever say, it's the time to buy is right now. I believe that wholeheartedly. We're doing a lot of refinances now from the people that we put in a year ago, put in 18 years ago, some of them that we put in 7, 8 months ago. We're doing refinances now and their value has come up. We're saving them money. and they're in their home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's still a great time. Well, let's do this, brother. What's the best way to reach Josh Walker?
Well, you can reach me directly on my cell. I'm always happy to answer my phone. My number is 423-991-9362. You can reach me by email at josh@jefframsey.com. That's Jeff with a G. And I work with real estate partners. You can always find me at the East office here. That's 423-362-8333.
Fantastic. Well, good deal. Guys, I'm Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. My phone number is 423-488-7571. We're here to help you. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to walk you through this process. If you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're interested in moving to Chattanooga from outside the area, give us a call. Let us help you. If you're here, we would be honored to work with you. Josh, man, thank you so much for taking time to do this with me. I hope you have a great day,
Thank
sir,
you.
and we'll talk to you again.
Thanks, Kevin.